All right, looks like we're up on YouTube now. Gonna start recording. Oh, so welcome everybody to the Yin Yang Wolf Pack. My name is Will Rios, IMC Base 2 leader, Esquire, licensed in California and Texas. What the fuck? That's cool, man. Black belt in Taekwondo, valedictorian of my high school, Harvard graduate. Damn, son. Ooh, you did some shit in your life, huh? Nah, man, none of that fucking matters. None of that means anything. All that matters is right now what we're doing here. Okay. Damn, been working out, son. Fuck yeah. All right. So I wanted to talk about money, but I'm actually not inspired to talk about that. I want to get into the Bhagavad Gita, which we were doing a few weeks ago, if you guys remember. And yeah, man, let's get into it. Okay, so let's rewind. So what is going on? This guy named Arjuna, right? He's a warrior, and then he is visited by Krishna, which is like the embodiment of God or like Jesus. And he doesn't want to go to war, but Jesus or Krishna tells him, you have to go to war. What else is there for you, a warrior, if not to go to war? And then, he thinks, oh, well, I see people over there that I love. I don't want to kill them. Well, do you really think you're killing them? What do you think is really going on? And then they go into this deep dialogue about, acting in life without the expectation of a result, and really it's just the action, like taking part in the action for the sake of doing the right action, not for the sake of getting the thing at the end of the day, right? And so let's see how this conversation has been unfolding. So we're on chapter 11. This is the cosmic vision. Arjuna said, graciously, Lord, you have spoken about the ultimate secret, revealed when one knows the self, capital S, and your words have cleared up my confusion. You have told me in detail the origin and dissolution of all things, and have described your own vast, imperishable being. I do not doubt that you are what you say you are, Lord. And yet, I want to see for myself the splendor of your ultimate form. What is splendor? Splendor, I think, means something that's very highly, beautiful and captivating. That's what I think when I think splendor. Magnificent and splendid appearance, grandeur. So splendid, yeah, nice. That was close. I want to see for myself the splendor of your ultimate form. If you think I am strong enough, worthy enough to endure it, grant me now, Lord, a vision of your vast, imperishable self. The blessed Lord said, look, Arjuna, thousands, millions of my divine forms, beings of all kinds and sizes, of every color and shape. Look, the sun gods, the gods of fire, dawn, sky, wind, storm, wonders that no mortal has ever beheld. Look, Arjuna, the whole universe, all things, animate or inanimate, are gathered here. Look, enfolded inside my infinite body. But since you are not able to see me with mortal eyes, I will grant you divine sight. Look the depths of my power. Oh, so welcome, Lobo. What's up, man? We're talking about the Bhagavad Gita. Shoot, you're gonna have to go back a little bit to figure out what all is going on, but I'm gonna just keep going. The whole universe, all things, animate or inanimate, are gathered here. Look, enfolded inside my infinite body. But since you are not able to see me with mortal eyes, I will grant you divine sight. Look, the depths of my power. After he had spoken these words, Krishna, which is the incarnate of God, the great Lord of Yoga, revealed to Arjuna his majestic, transcendent, limitless form. With innumerable mouths and eyes, faces too marvelous to stare at, dazzling ornaments, innumerable weapons, uplifted, flaming. Crowned with fire, wrapped in pure light, with celestial fragrance, he stood forth as the infinite God, composed of all wonders. If 1,000 suns were to rise and stand in the noon sky, blazing such brilliance would be like the fierce brilliance of that mighty self, capital S. Arjuna saw the whole universe enfolded, with its countless billions of life forms gathered together in the body of the God of gods. Trembling with awe, his blood chilled, the hair standing upon his flesh, he bowed, and joining his palms, spoke these words to the Lord. Fuck, man. Imagine if you had like such a relationship with God or with Jesus. Like, what if Jesus came down in flesh and was speaking to you, and you asked him to show you like his presence, and he said, you can't see it with your mere mortal eyes, but let me show you. And then that shit happened. He says the infinite forms. What I really like, what's very interesting is that this dichotomy between like the East and the Western religions, because the Eastern religions, they say that God is everything divided up, right? So every life form is God, or an expression of God, which like it kind of makes it makes sense from the Western philosophical like perspective, because in the West they say, you know, God is like above, right? You think of God as like a king or like some bearded, you know, guy in heaven looking down, and he created everything. And so because he created everything, you can say that he's in everything, right? But that's not how the Eastern people view it. They view it as like God is living and he is all of these things divided. And so like, I think both of these perspectives are just two different ways of looking at the same thing. And so you could look at it as, I am the son of God, right? And he created me. Or you could say, God has divided himself up into all of these infinite forms, and I am one of these infinite forms. Like that's just so mind-blowing to me. Okay, so after all of that, Arjuna is the hero in the story. So think of Arjuna as you. Like, you're Arjuna, I'm Arjuna, and we're the hero in this story. Arjuna said, you said, I see all gods in your body and the multitudes of beings, Lord, and Brahma on his lotus throne, and the seers and the shining angels. I see you everywhere, with billions of arms, eyes, bellies, faces without end, middle or beginning, your body, the whole universe, Lord. Crowned, bearing mace and discus, you dazzle my vision, blazing in the measureless, massive sun flame splendor of your radiant form. You are the deathless, the utmost, goal of all knowledge, the world's base, the guardian of the eternal law, the primordial person. I see you, beginningless, endless, infinite in power, with a billion arms, the sun and moon, your eyeballs, the flames of your mouth, lighting the whole universe with splendor. You alone fill all space, and the three worlds shudder when they see your astounding, terrifying form. Multitudes of gods approach you, palms joined in dread and wonder. Multitudes of sages chant to you hymns of deep adoration. The storm gods, the gods of light, of sky, dawn, and wind, the angels, the saints, the demigods, and demons all gaze at you in amazement. Your stupendous form, your billions of eyes, limbs, bellies, mouths, dreadful fangs. Seeing them, the worlds tremble, and so do I. Man, this is reminding me of, like, if you guys know Terence McKenna, he's an old philosopher. Him and Alan Watts are very similar. Like, he's a philosopher, but he specifically was talking about psychedelics. And so he would like take a lot of mushrooms and then, you know, have that psychedelic experience. And that's like what he's talking about. That's kind of what it reminds me of. It's like you start to see the interconnectedness of everything, and everything kind of becomes almost cartoony, right? So he's saying billions of forms, like imagine billions of hands. Like, you can't imagine that. Like, billions, like I can barely imagine billions of dollars. Imagine billions of arms. Like, I don't know if you've seen those. If you ever watch Naruto and you know Hashirama, like he has the big ass stone, the big wooden statue that he has. It supposedly had like 1,000 arms, and that was like a shitload. Now think that times 1,000,000, which would be 1 billion. So think that much. And that is what the infinite is presented to us. As you touch the sky, many-hued, gape-mouthed, your huge eyes blazing, my innards tremble, my breath stop, my bones turn to jelly. Seeing your billion-fanged mouths blaze like the fires of doomsday, I faint, I stagger, I despair. Have mercy on me, Lord. All of the men and all of the multitudes of kings, with all our warriors behind them, are rushing headlong into your gaping knife-fanged jaws. I see them with skulls crushed, their raw flesh stuck to your teeth. As the rivers and many torrents rush towards the ocean, all these warriors are pouring down into your blazing mouths. As moths rush into a flame and are burned in an instant, all beings plunge down your gullet and are instantly consumed. You gulp down all worlds everywhere, swallowing them in your flames and your rays, Lord. Fill all the universe with dreadful brilliance. Man, this is becoming like a horror story. Who are you in this terrifying form? Have mercy, Lord. Grant me even a glimmer of understanding to prop up my staggering mind. So if you were like, again, I'm going back to Terence McKenna. It's like, if you were just shown everything, this reminds me of Job. If you know the story of Job in the Bible, Job is like, why God, why did you? So Job, story of Job, very quickly. Job, he was one of God's most devout followers, and he was rich, and he had wives, and he had children, and he had like lots of crop and a big house, and he had everything, right? So that's what Job was. And then the devil made a bet with God that, well, Job worships you so much because you gave him everything. If you were to take all of that away, I bet you he wouldn't worship you. And then God said, all right, you're on. Only thing you can't do is kill him. You can do whatever you want with him, just don't kill him. And then the devil kills like his family, gives him like warts, like he's all fucked up. He loses all the crops, his kids dies, his wives die, and like everyone like hates him. So it was all of that. And then Job, in this moment, he asks God, like, why did you do this to me? And then God responds, do you know how I made this world? Do you know how many suns there are? How many moons there are? How many galaxies? How many other creations that I've created? And you want to question me? Like think of us in our little lives, right? Compared to the sun, compared to the moon, compared to the galaxies. Like, do we really understand what the fuck is going on for real? Like, I don't think we really don't know what the fuck is going on. And then we have the audacity to be like, hey man, how come shit's not going so well for me? Or like, how come that girl didn't fucking text me back, God? Like, come on, dude. Like you're a child. We're children. We're little tiny beings here on this little earth, like this playground. He gave us a playground, and we get mad that sometimes we fall over and like scrape our knee. It's like, dude, we don't really get what's going on. And so the way I see this is a way of humbling yourself. Like be humble to the Lord, to the divine, to the grace. Did you create you, bro? I don't know how the fuck we got here. Do you know how we got here? Like I just fucking showed up one day. And even my parents, they don't know how the fuck they got here. They don't know how they made me. They like fucked and that came out. Like, what? Like this shit is so beyond imagination and understanding. Like, stop trying to psychoanalyze everything so much and just enjoy, man. You've been given this gift. You've been given this gift of life, man. You get to be here. You get to enjoy. Like last night, I went out to a fucking strip club, talked to some fucking girls. That was cool, man. Like I felt cool. It was cool. I was out with the homies. Like I saw my boys. The boys, they were talking to the girls, and it was cool to see, man. It was a great moment. It was a great energy. How about appreciate all of that shit, man? How about don't take any of this for granted? You've been given this life. You've been given this life. Whether or not we deserve it, we fucking have it, motherfucker. And so let's make the best of this shit, man. Make it beautiful. Okay, moving on. The blessed Lord said, excuse me. The blessed Lord said, I am death, shatterer of worlds, annihilating all things. With or without you, these warriors in their facing armies will die. Remember, we were talking at the beginning how Arjuna didn't want to go to war. He didn't want to fight. With or without you, these warriors in their facing armies will die. They're going to die anyway. You're going to die anyway. I'm going to die anyway. Therefore, stand up, win glory, conquer the enemy, rule. Already I have struck them down. You are just my instrument, Arjuna. Fuck! Oh my God. God, imagine God telling you this. With or without you, they're going to die. Therefore, stand up with glory, conquer the enemy, rule. Already I have struck them down. You are just my instruments. These are a bunch of names I don't really know. Drona, Bhishma, Jayadratha, Karna, and the other great heroes. So they're heroes. And the other great heroes have already been killed by me. Fight without hesitation. Kill them. Having heard Krishna's speech, Arjuna, his palms joined, shivering with terror, bowed to the Lord deeply, and stammered these words. Man, dude, that last paragraph hit me hard, bro. I'm gonna take a picture of this. This is just wild. I have already struck them down. You are just my instrument. So let's not even think about this in the context of war. Think about this in any other context. So, okay, like let's say business. I don't know if you own a business or whatever you do, but the money was already made, Arjuna. The money was already made, Will. You're just my instrument. So go conquer, go rule, go defeat the enemies, defeat the other businesses. It's already yours. You're just my instrument. What if God was telling you that? God is telling us that right now. You're just the instrument. It's already done. It's been done. It's accomplished. The victory has been had. It's just yours to go do. So Arjuna said back to him. So Arjuna, you and me, we're talking back to God. Now I know why the universe delights and rejoices in you. Terrified, the demons scatter before you, and the sages bow. Why should they not bow, eternal creator, infinite Lord? You are both being and non-being, and what is beyond them both. The primal God, the primordial person, the ultimate place of the universe, the knower and the known, the presence that fills all things. You are wind, death, fire, the moon, the Lord of life, the great ancestor of all things. 1,000 times I bow in front of you, Lord. So this is humility. Again and again I bow to you from all sides in every direction. Majesty, infinite in power. You pervade, no, you are all things. If, thinking you a human, I ever touched you or patted your back or called you dear fellow or friend through negligence or affection, or greeted you with disrespect, thoughtlessly, when we were playing or resting, alone or in public, I beg you to forgive me, immeasurable God, great Father of the world, teacher, sustainer, goal of all reverence, unique and peerless, Lord of unthinkable splendor. Therefore, most sincerely, I beg your pardon. As a father forgives his son, a friend his dear friend, a lover his beloved, forgive me. Having seen what no mortal has seen, I am joyful, yet I quiver with dread. Show me your other form, please, the one that I know. Have mercy. Let me see you as you were before, crowned, bearing mace and discus with only 4 arms, O billion-armed Lord of infinite forms. The blessed Lord said, graciously for your sake, Arjuna, I showed you my highest form, dazzling, infinite, primal, which no one has seen but you. What if God showed you himself? Fuck. Not by worship or study or alms or ascetic practice can I be seen in this form by anyone but you, Arjuna. Do not be frightened or confused at seeing my horrific form. Free of fear, lighthearted, see me as I was before. So how I'm reading this is that, God showed himself really, right, the vastness of the universe, and then now decided, okay, now I'm going to come back to the human form. So that would be okay, I'm going to become Jesus again. I just showed you the billions of suns and all of this splendor. Now we're going to bring it back to human. Having spoken thus to Arjuna, the Lord stood before him again, in the mild and pleasant form of Krishna, the kind, the beautiful. Arjuna said, seeing your human form, Krishna, I feel at ease. Once more I am myself, and my mind has regained its composure. The blessed Lord said, the vision that you have been granted is difficult to attain. Even the gods are always longing to behold me like this. Wow. Not by study or rites or alms or ascetic practice can I be seen in this cosmic form, as you have just seen me. Only by single-minded devotion can I be known as I truly am, Arjuna. Can I be seen and entered. Only by single-minded devotion can I be known as I truly am. So again, this is the middle path, or this is the straight and narrow path to heaven, to God, to understanding. You have to be single-minded. Like that must be the thing. It must be the highest above all others. He who acts for my sake, loving me, free of attachment, with benevolence toward all beings, will come to me in the end. Oh yeah. Man, dude, that was wild. Oh, there was one part I wanted to get back into. The universal. So when he's saying, again, so I'm gonna repeat this part really quickly. If thinking you a human, I ever touched you or patted you on the back or called you fellow or friend through negligence or affection, or greeted you with disrespect when we were playing, I beg you forgive me. Like this is how I feel. Again, I go back to like Terrence McKenna and stuff. It's like, you realize that whenever you've ever hurt anybody, like you were hurting a child of God. You know what I mean? Like anybody you ever disrespected or like felt pity for or like disgust for, that person too is a creation. He just like you, he is one of God's infinite forms. And so you, by hurting that person, you hurt God, you know? And so I really feel that in the sense of, you know, we should seek forgiveness for that. And then we should forgive when others like hurt us. Like you know, we all go through this thing, and, you know, we all have our different evolution of consciousness, right? And we all go at our own pace. And so whenever you were younger, you were probably more fucking stupid, and you probably did a bunch of stupid shit, and you fucked people over, and you stole, or you cheated, or, you know, you did some bad shit, and you were hurting God's child. And really you were hurting you because you are God's child. And really you were hurting God because you are God too. So let's ask the Lord for forgiveness, right? Ask for mercy, because in reality, you're not perfect, but you strive towards perfection by being on this path, by seeking the light, by seeking higher. All right, let's move on. Okay, I think I have a little bit of more time. We can probably go like 10 more minutes. Yeah, we'll go through one chapter. There's only a few pages. Yeah, okay. Next up, chapter 12, the yoga of devotion. Arjuna said, one man loves you with pure devotion. Another man loves the unmanifest. Which of these two understands the yoga more deeply? Okay, so one loves God with pure devotion. The other man loves the unmanifest, so like the potential, or what has not been yet created. So I'm wondering how they're going to divide these two. Which of these two understands yoga more deeply? The blessed Lord said, those who love and revere me with unwavering faith, always centering their minds on me, they are the most perfect in yoga. But those who revere the imperishable, the unsayable, the unmanifest, the all-present, the inconceivable, the exalted, the unchanging, the eternal, mastering their senses, acting at all times with equanimity, rejoicing in the welfare of all beings, they too will reach me at last. So both. But their path is more arduous. What does arduous mean? Arduous means more difficult. But let's get the actual definition. Arduous. involving or requiring strenuous effort, difficult and tiring. So yeah, difficult. It requires a lot of effort. But their path is much more arduous because for embodied beings, the unmanifest is obscure and difficult to attain. Those who love and revere me, who surrender all actions to me, who meditate upon me with undistracted attention, whose minds have entered my being, I come to them all, Arjuna, and quickly rescue them all from the ocean of death and rebirth. So reaching nirvana. Again, how do you do that? Those who love and revere me, who surrender all actions to me, who meditate upon me with undistracted attention. Concentrate every thought on me alone, with a mind fully absorbed, one pointed, you will live within me forever. If you find that you are unable to center your thoughts on me, strengthen your mind by the steady practice of concentration. So this goes for anything, man. Like, practice your concentration, right? You're trying to accomplish something. You're trying to make something happen. Practice concentrating on that thing. So much your thoughts will distract you. And you go into this person, this girl, that guy, like this situation. Those are all distractions. Practice your concentration on the thing that you're trying to accomplish. If this is beyond your powers, dedicate yourself to me. Performing all actions for my sake, you will surely achieve success. If even this is beyond you, rely on my basic teaching. Act always without attachment. I was talking about that earlier. Act always without attachment, surrendering your actions' fruits. Again, what does that mean? That means you do the thing because it's the right thing to do, not because it's going to get you the thing, right? So say you're out in public and you're gaming. You practice proper game by saying the opener, saying the neg, saying the story, doing the DHV, doing the qualification. Like, you just do the proper thing without worrying about the fruit. What is going to be at the end? Oh, is this going to be a relationship? Oh, is this going to be a girl, like a girlfriend or something? Just like the same in jiu-jitsu and fighting. Fuck, motherfucker, put your hands up. Grab them like this. Turn them this way. Move your hips in this way. Why? Because it's the right thing to do. Are you going to fucking beat the guy? Maybe. Are you not going to beat the guy? Maybe. That doesn't fucking matter. What matters is that you do the proper action without attachment to the end result. Knowledge is better than practice. Meditation is better than knowledge. The best of all is surrender. Surrender, yes. Now we're back to fucking Michael Singer, which soon brings peace. Just surrender. Not your will, not my will, thy will. Not your will, God's will. He who has let go of hatred, who treats all beings with kindness and compassion, who is always serene, unmoved by pain or pleasure, free of the I and mine, self-controlled, firm and patient, his whole mind focused on me. That man is the one I love best. He who neither disturbs the world nor is disturbed by it. That sounds nice. He who neither disturbs the world nor is disturbed by it, who is free of all joy, fear, envy. That man is the one I love best. He who is pure, impartial, skilled, unworried, calm, selfless in all undertakings. That man is the one I love best. He who, devoted to me, is beyond joy and hatred, grief and desire, good and bad fortune. That man is the one I love best. The same to both friend and foe, the same in disgrace or honor, suffering or joy, untroubled, indifferent to praise and blame. Man, dude, like as I read all this, I know that I am not this shit, man. It sucks. Like, am I untroubled? Am I indifferent to praise and blame? Nah, dude. I get praised, I'm like, fuck yeah, nice. I feel good. I get blamed, I'm like, fuck, I feel bad. But this is the path to reach for. Like, especially, now training Panjo with AZD and stuff, it's like, bro, I have good qualities like that I do well in fighting, and I have bad qualities. And it fucking sucks to have those bad qualities like shown to you, like immediately right now. And that's really what I like about these arts and gaming and stuff. Like, AZD said this a long time ago. I saw this in a YouTube video like fucking 8 years ago or something. I was in college or something. And he was saying, when you're in field, you're getting immediate feedback. Like immediate, right? You're talking to a girl, literally you can see her fucking face, bro. You see her body, you see her reaction, right? If you say something and it hits well, she'll like light up. And then she like start touching you, or she start like rubbing your hair or whatever. If you say some stupid ass shit, she'll look at you fucking weird. She'll like, or like turn around or walk away. It's like, dude, you will in that moment immediately know the consequences of your actions. Just like in the fight. You get in the fight, your hands are fucking down, you're gonna get your ass hit. Like immediately, like right there. If you throw a good punch and you land it, that motherfucker is gonna feel it immediately, and they're gonna see the problems of why they should keep their fucking hands up, right? So, as you do this, it is all apparent, and I think what happens with me, and I assume it happens with others, is that you're in the head so much, you're in here that you don't see what's happening, right? You're talking to the girl and you're thinking, what do I say next? How do I look? Do I look weird? And you're not observing how she's reacting to you. And that is actually the more important thing. You on your own time, you do your practice, right? I practice the openers, I practice what I'm saying, I practice my body language, so that when I go out and do it, I'm not thinking about that, right? I practice the punches 100 times, so that when I go into the fight, I'm not thinking about the punch, I'm observing the opponent. And by observing the opponent, then I know what to do. Right? If I see her and she's lighting up, okay, I can move forward. Maybe I can kino escalate. If I see her and she's IODing, she's giving me disinterest, okay, now I know I need to, again, IOD her back, show her disinterest, neg her, and then start DHVing again. But you're not going to see all of that if you're all in your head, right? You're not going to see all that if you're thinking about what I'm going to do next. You just have to allow what's happening to happen, and then you react properly. You just do the proper thing. Okay. The same to both friend and foe, the same in disgrace or honor, suffering or joy, untroubled, indifferent to praise and blame, quiet, filled with devotion, content with whatever happens. These are nice words that I really like this. Quiet, filled with devotion, content with whatever happens, at home wherever he is. That man is the one I love best. Yeah. Those who realize the essence of duty, who trust me completely and surrender their lives to me. I love them with very great love. Oh, all right. Fuck yeah. Lobo, you have anything on that, bro? Did any of that hit you? Any thoughts? What's up?
Yeah, brother, actually brought an awareness to my own ego. You know, it pointed at my own ego sometimes myself. I don't really care much for praise, but when I do get the opposite of it, it still kind of stings, you know?
Yeah.
So I know there's a lot of work to be done right there. And it also brought an awareness to, yo, we're an infinite, abundant beings out here, man. Why should we focus on our quote unquote shit when look at what's around us? Infinite creation. So yeah, man, thank you for that.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. I feel you, bro. In both, like, so me growing up, I was always like the smart kid and I was like good at everything, you know, and so like things came easy to me. And so whenever I would get hit with a block, like even now to this day, I know that it's from when I was a kid. Like when I was a kid, like I would always get A's and it was all easy. But then when something negative and it's like, oh, you're not good enough at this, it's big, you know, I feel it. And again, it's the ego, man. It's like that, and that's why we have to practice this. That's why you have to practice letting that go, because really you want that motherfucker to die. Like you want the ego needs to fucking go, because it's fucking you up, man. It's fucking me up. Like when, especially dude, as I'm an attorney, I'm like drafting up motions, I'm sending emails, I'm talking to other attorneys on the other side. Basically, we're fighting each other. And all we do is like talk shit to each other. And so whenever like all we're doing is like, hey man, you're breaking the law, you're doing this, you're doing that. And so when they do that to me, I'm just like, ugh. It's like, it's a shift. It's like a darkening. I get darker. And then I have to realize, dude, this is a battle. I'm here to fight him. Of course he's going to say I'm wrong. What the fuck is he going to do? Say I'm right? Like, oh no, you're right, dude. Here's all the money. Like, no, bro, we're here to fight about this shit. That's the same thing when you're in battle, right? When you're fighting. So yeah, the ego 100%, dude. I feel that. And then the other part you said about being infinite creatures. Yeah, that really is it. That's really what I like about this. So if you don't know, is called the Bhagavad Gita. It's spelled weird as hell, but this is a book that AZD is referenced and Yogi Chris is referenced. And so it lets you know, like, the plan is kind of beyond you, bro. You know, like God's plan is in motion, and it's been in motion before you showed up, and it's gonna be in motion after you leave, bro. Like, you don't have to worry about making all of this shit work. It's like, you just do your part. Just be here. Enjoy the creations, right? Enjoy. I don't know if you have your family, daughter, or whatever. Like, enjoy your mom, enjoy your dad, enjoy your brothers, enjoy your cousins, your children, your nieces, and stuff like that. Like, I see this in myself, and like, you know, I get caught up in, oh, I'm trying to be a badass attorney. Oh, I want to base leader, IMC, like do all this cool shit. And it's like that, all of that is dope. And I love that shit. But at the end of the day, I am just a little kid, man. I'm just a little kid here in the face of infinity. And sometimes it's good just to kind of go outside and walk and just like see the beauty, man. There's so much beauty to be seen. Like right now, I'm about to go to the Warrior Arts Center. That's why I have to leave in a second. But you know, I get to teach kids like how to fight, man. Like, that's cool. I was a little kid and someone was teaching me like, hey, bro, this is how you defend yourself. And like, now I'm a man and I'm getting to do that back. Like, that's the most beautiful thing to me, man. Like, I couldn't, like, fuck, I might like tear up, bro. Like that is just so beautiful, because this is the cycle of the gift, and it keeps on giving. And I remember my very first sensei, and when I was 6 years old when I started. And he always says this. He's like, pay it forward. You were given so much. God gave you so much. And there are others around you that don't have what you have. So give it to them, because they need it. They need it just like you needed it. I needed that shit when I was a little kid. And it made me who I am. Now I get to do that again. And then let's see how they do it, man. Like, like the children, they have so much potential. Like, you don't know what they're gonna do. They could be greater than you. I hope they're greater than you. I hope they're greater than me. I did what I could. I hope that my son does a million times better. Because why the fuck not, man? We're here to grow. All right, brother. Thank you so much. That was beautiful. I'll see you later, man. Great. Thank you for tuning in. This is the Yin Yang Wolfpack. If you don't know what the fuck is going on, reach out to me on my Instagram. The link will be there. Reach out. Get on the Telegram group. And we'll be in discussion. You can come to fucking base 2. You can come out with base ED. You can come fucking train with us. Like, bro, there's so much fun. There's so much fun to be had. And there's so much growth. And together we can make that happen. All right, everybody. Thank you very much.